So people ask, hey, but why do you want to be a loan officer? I mean, what does a loan officer really do? I mean, you approve people for home financing. I mean, man, that sounds really super boring. Um, right now I'm working. I'm shooting this video for you. I'm drinking a protein shake. I just got back from the gym. And I'm about to put together some. I'm gonna do some financial assessments for some people and let them know if they qualify for financing. But the loan officer job is very, very, very multifaceted, right? So, I mean, you've got the ability to work from anywhere, which is the blessing and the curse of it. Because if you're not highly driven, then you're just not going to succeed very well in this business. If you're not organized, you're not going to succeed very well in this business. If you can't deal with distractions, you're not going to succeed very well in this business. The trick is you got to treat it like a job, even if you don't go into the office, right? Maybe you've got a home office, but you got to sit down and you got to focus on the 2 or 3 things that really drive your business, right? Because, I mean, let's be honest, drinking protein shakes and making videos for you doesn't exactly pay the bills. So it's part of the job, but it's not the job. So the goal of it overall is to focus on those 2 or 3 things that are the most productive. So the first thing is going to be prospecting. So you might want to write that down, right? If you can't prospect, you can't be a loan officer. There's just no other way about it. Well, maybe you can be a loan officer in a call center or a bank or something like that. But I mean, a true, full-fledged, career-driven retail loan officer, you got to be able to prospect, right? If you don't, so call centers, you got all those people just walking in and like drones, and they sit down in their cubicles and their little phone buzzes, and they gotta answer their phone and bzz, 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 calls in the queue. I've been in a call center. I know how it works. Trust me. I mean, it's great, but in the end, it's a cube farm, right? And there's a certain career expectancy for people there, right? If you're there for more than 24 months, you're either really good or really crazy, or maybe a little bit of both. We're all a little crazy, though, let's be honest. And if you're at the bank, I mean, you got that business that just kind of walks in the door, right? That's why most of those banking loan officers make 30 grand a year, because, they get a 20 grand a year salary and they get a couple little stips on whatever they get, and they make, $32,000 a year, which is nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, that's great income for a lot of people in a lot of regions of the country. But if you are truly self-employed, you are the entrepreneur, a loan officer, then, you're a 6-figure type of a person. But you're a 6-figure person if you know what to do. If you don't know what to do, you're broke, right? You only get paid on the deals that you close, right? So prospecting is key. You got to be constantly on the phones and out in public, getting to know people, calling. If you're not making 30, 40, 50 calls a day plus going out, you're not working a full-time job, right? I mean, how long does it take to make 30 phone calls, right? You technically could do it in 30 minutes. Realistically, you're going to get a hold of a few people. It's going to probably take, I'd say 2 to 3 hours to make 30 phone calls. Legit phone calls, right? So let's say 3 hours of phone calls in a day, right? I mean, that's a part-time job in itself. I mean, if you're new, you should be able to make 60 without batting an eye, right? Because you don't have things to worry about. You don't have pipelines to manage. You don't have docs to collect. You don't have tons of appointments that you're already set on. So that's the number one thing. Prospect. To pull my hair out, you gotta prospect more, right? You just gotta keep prospecting. That's all there is to it, right? Especially when you're new. If you're in your first 3 years, prospecting should be your lifeblood. Okay. Number 2, you get a pen handy? Focus on the objectives that make you the most. How did I say this? Focus on really the primary things that do the best for you. So building relationships, right? That's going to be up there, right? There's a few different avenues of your business, but I would say relationships, leads, referrals, right? And relationships and leads lead to referrals, but you got two different things. I value relationships over leads. I'm going to tell you why. Relationships are just more enjoyable. Getting to know people, having lifelong friends is just really enjoyable. It really, really, really is. Now you can buy leads, right? So there's relationships and there's leads. And leads are good. You get to meet a lot of cool new people. You get to have a lot of fun prospecting new people constantly. But the leads, let's be honest, they're going to shop you. They don't know your value. They can't tell you from, the dude that used to be a dishwasher and now he's giving away mortgage advice and he's not licensed because he works at a bank, right? No offense to my banking friends, but let's be honest, there are a lot of people there that give mortgage advice that have never done mortgages before in their life. They're not licensed. There was a need. The bank hired them for their area. Let's put Bob over there. He's good, right? Relationships, there's always that value, right? You can do the triangle of trust with a relationship. If you don't know what that is, watch some of our other videos, right? You can do so much more with a relationship, and they're just so much more fun than calling on leads. So let's be honest, calling on leads is a necessary evil, but it's so much fun to have the relationships. All right. So two, focus on those two avenues, right? So when you're prospecting, it ties into there. You're either prospecting for relationships or you're prospecting for leads, right? So it really, really, really ties together. And then the third point I want to make is you need to have a business plan. So many loan officers wake up during the day and they're like, I hope my phone rings. It's not ringing. It's not ringing. It's not ringing. Man, this job blows. I threw my phone. Honestly, though, that's what people think. Why did they get into this business? Your phone doesn't ring unless you've been in the business for a long time. And a lot of people know you and you've done steps 1 and 2 really, 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 really well for a very long time, right? And even then, you shouldn't just wait around for your phone to ring. It's the difference between being proactive and reactive. Who wants to be reactive in life? I hope that someday something good happens. Or you could be over here and create good things that happen, right? You can either take control and create it yourself, or you could hope that someday it might happen. What would you rather have, right? I'm just saying. Business plan, business plan, business plan. Don't be the idiot that stares at their phone all day and hopes that something happens, right? You know to prospect, you know to build relationships, you know to get leads, right? Center your business plan around that, right? You've got 8 to 10 working hours in a day. If you truly worked, and not staring at your phone hoping that it rings, right? If you truly worked making calls, prospecting, building those relationships, calling on those leads, building more relationships, sourcing more leads, right? Making more calls, making more prospect, relationship leads, prospect, relationship leads, prospect, relationship leads, prospect. You will win. It doesn't matter. You will have the lifestyle that you want. You'll make as much money as you want to make. You'll have tons of friends. You'll be able to go out to cool different things because all those prospects and relationships lead to different seminars, different planning events. You get to go out. You get paid to hang out with your buddies. It's crazy. You could have the lifestyle that you want. But what does it take to have the lifestyle that you want? Prospect, relationships, or leads, right? And business plan. It's literally the simplest hard job or the simplest easy job that anybody will ever have. So what does it take to be a loan officer? There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Call me for any questions, comments, criticisms, or witticisms.